Hi, everybody, and welcome to our team call. Today is December 14th, 2016, and the holiday season is upon us. And the very coolest thing about our business is this time of year, because this is the time that there is a huge, 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 deep need for what we do. And so it's really the smartest time to position yourself as a coach and for your own health and fitness. I know I'm like starting to figure out my goal. Like, I'm not going to wait till January 31st to do my goals. Like, I'm starting to figure out, okay, what's my vision for next year? How do I want my life to look? All of this stuff. Oh, Sarah, were you being sassy? So just kind of like start putting your goals on paper, start thinking about your vision for your business, your life, your fitness, all of the things for 2017, because I find like I usually try to do it in between Christmas and New Year's, and that feels really rushed and hurried and I can't really focus. So start thinking about those things and what you want. And I hope that this call in terms of your business and your own personal fitness will help kind of give you a little more of a streamlined look at what you can be doing and how to implement it. So today we are going to talk about the health bet that is coming up in January. Those of you guys that were coaches or participated in September, it was huge for us. The premise, if you don't know, for the health bet is that Beachbody is contributing $2 million, and then there's a portion of every other challenge pack that's purchased from now until then. I don't know the exact rules on that, so don't quote me. So the pot could be up to, like, they basically match it up to a certain amount of money. So it could be like a $3-4 million pot. And what happens is it's for coaches and customers, and you log in on the My Challenge Tracker app, and I'll go over the rules. And basically everyone who completes the requirements gets a part of that $2 million pot. So it's not technically about the money. I wouldn't advertise it all about the money, because like last time, I think those of you guys who've completed it got like $16. So it wasn't like crazy, but the stats are really overwhelming about having that start and end date with a goal in mind and having specific expectations that people followed through. And 3 out of 4 people, so 75% of the people that did the health bet, achieve their fitness goals, which I know for me, when I look at my stats for a challenge group, they're never that good. And so I think that the specifics of doing the app and doing the tracking is great, because that is what we want our mission and our jobs to be about, is getting ourselves and other people results. So let's jump into the, I have a little presentation. Can you guys see that? Give me a thumbs up. I can only see Sydney. So, okay. Thank you, Sydney. Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the health bet, obviously, like I just talked about, and then the vital process, which is sort of new from corporate. And I'm really excited to share that, because it's kind of what we've been talking about in the last couple months without even really needing to. So we so smart. Okay. So health bet. It starts January 9th through February 5th. So it has to be run through the Challenge Tracker app. And you guys, I know the Challenge Tracker app doesn't have every single thing, but it is getting there. And the more I use it, the more I love it, because you can really see, like Brian showed me today, he was looking at his calendar for November, and he could see the date every single day. And he's super consistent with his fitness. Every single day he drinks Shakeology, and every single day he logged a workout. And so for both a challenger to see what they're doing, and then for us as coaches to be able to actually track and see what our challengers are doing, what they're logging, really helps us as coaches to keep them accountable. And then we know whether they're doing it or not, right? Like in a Facebook group, it's a little wishy-washy. You never really know. So it has to be on the app. If you don't have the app, you can download it in the App Store. It's iTunes or Google Play. So these groups have to be run through the Challenge Tracker app, not on Facebook. And then it can be a new challenge group that you open on the Tracker app. You can be in mine, or it can be an existing group that you have. Like I have an existing group in my Challenge Tracker app that I just keep adding people in, because if I make a new group every month, I'll go crazy sauce. So just make sure that the dates cover from January 9th to February 5th. So mine is already open right now, and I've extended it like 200 days. So just that it covers that time. That's one of the requirements. And make sure you check the FAQ. It's $14.92 in your back office to get all the rules. You want to really make sure that you understand what you're telling your people and exactly all the rules for yourself as the coach and for your challengers. It's pretty simple, but just do your due diligence and be a smart business owner and check the rules. So the basics of the Challenge Tracker, let me just really quick mute. There's some people that aren't unmute. I'm going to mute all. Okay. So you have to log a minimum of 5 Shakeologies for each calendar week, so Monday through Monday, and they have to have a picture with them. So it can be of you making the shake, drinking the shake, the cup, anything like that. It's pretty open for what the picture is, but it has to be a picture of the shake, and you have to log it in the app, and then a minimum of 3 workouts during that week. So easy breezy. For me, I found the people that logged 3, those were the people that missed. That was me. Like I did 2 workouts one week. That was the only thing I missed, and I didn't win money. So I watched Brian do it, and he did it every single day. And I think that's probably a better way to do it, to just kind of cover your booty. And it can be for coaches or customers. So it doesn't have to be a brand new challenge pack, as long as someone has enough Shakeology to drink, or they need to get it could be a great way to have someone reorder if they don't have enough. So coaches or customers, they don't pay to get in. It's just on the app. So you have to be a part of the app, do those things. And then the coach post, and I know Amanda and I were talking about this, it's kind of confusing. You can't post as the coach from the app, so you have to do that online from the mychallengetrackerportal.com. But you can schedule all your posts. There's kind of like a buffer in there, like buffer.com or Hootsuite or whatever you use to schedule your posts, something similar to that. There's also, if you click on the schedule post, there's challenge group guide. So if you don't know what to post in your challenge group, you can pull from there. There's 21 Day Fix, there's Quarter Force, there's every single challenge guide. So you really have no excuse to not have good posts consistently in your challenge group and have your app running really, really smoothly. It's easy to log in. You can set reminders so that the challenge tracker will say, oh, you haven't logged anything yet, which your customers can do too. So you want to be the challenge tracker app is very simple, but you want to be really familiar with it so you can really walk your people through it. Okay, so that's the health bet. Here are sort of just like the basic to-dos to kind of get ready. This is like the prime time to invite people and get them signed up for January. This is number 5, but I would not wait until January 1st to sign them up. If they say that and they're like, I have to buy it, you can try to combat that objection, but because I was kind of thinking that myself. I was kind of giving myself a cop out, like, we'll do this and then I'll hit Success Club January 1st. And I'm like, you know what? People are going to bag out by then, or they're going to find something else. And so I'm really starting to get people going now so I can get them purchased, get them drinking their Shakeology before the new year, and then really have those habits set. So the first thing on your list is you want to reach out to your team. So messaging all of your personally sponsored coaches and their downline, depending on whether their coach is active in the business or not. And this is a really great way. Oh, and I have some scripts for this too. I saw in the wall about just reaching out to maybe inactive people on your team. This is a great way to re-engage your coaches who are maybe discount buyers or had been previous challengers, and also business building coaches, because they're going to want to set themselves up. So make sure, that might take 20 minutes, message all of your team, start conversations with them, ask them how they are, get them involved in your group or my group or whatever. If we want to do a big group, I can invite you guys. I think the limit's like 200 or 300 people. So if we want to do them all in mine, I'm happy to do that. But I think it's powerful if they see you posting. So I don't know. You can decide what you want to do. And then second item on your to-do list is to reach out to your old customers. So you can do this by going in your back office and looking at all your old orders and all your customers. They can be either people that that went through your site, or those of you who are Emerald and above that have leads. I have, 1,200 customers in my Beachbody database. So you better bet I'm going to be emailing them, talking about the health bet, reconnecting with them. You can also pull it by different categories. So if you have someone who has had Shakeology before, perfect to get them back on Shakeology. So, and then the third thing is invite new customers. I did that script. We had that post and then invite script. So start conversations, and truly now this week is really, really prime time, because then it's going to get crazy with the holidays. So if you plant that seed now, I think it's really great timing. So like my good rule of thumb is like 5 conversations a day where you're just starting conversations saying hi. So you're talking to people so they're seeing your social media. 3 invites. That's really easy, you guys. Like that's like 5 minutes worth of work. So like on a lunch break, or, you're like drying your hair and you do it on your Facebook, whatever. 3 invites, 2 follow-ups. Wait, 5, 3, 5, 3, 2. So 5 conversations, 3 invites, 2 follow-ups. Easy breezy. It doesn't have to be overcomplicated. If you want, you could create an event on Facebook to get the word out. You could go live in your Facebook group or your Facebook event and talk about the health bet and the benefits. You can post in there every day, whatever you want to do to advertise. And again, do not wait until January 1st. It's too late. People will either find something else, they will have joined a gym, or they will find another Beachbody coach. So now is the prime time. And you are going to get that where some people are going to say, oh, by January 2nd or whatever. And you have to work with them. And, you know, I would encourage, like, I would talk to them. And that's what I'm going to start saying to people is like, you know, like, the truth is, like, I totally get it. And that's my inclination, is to say, I'll start making my goals January 1st. And our human nature just, once the first hits, we kind of go, oh, like, we kind of slump down. So if we have a plan going into the year, I think that's really good advice to tell your peeps. So again, 3 out of 4 peoples hit their their goals in September. So that's a really cool thing to add as credibility, is to say that, like, the people that participated in September seriously got crazy results. Like, they got their 6-pack abs, or they lost their 10 pounds, or they lost their baby weight, or they gained muscle. Like, this actually works when there's this fierce accountability and the money. Again, it's not all about the money. I wouldn't over advertise the money, because they're going to be very disappointed if they think they're going to earn like millions of dollars, because they're not. But you don't have to like downplay it either. So let me check the chat real quick. So yeah, Tracy said, I saw something the other day about needing to order by the 28th, I think, to make sure they have their stuff in by the 9th. I would, because if they order on the 1st or 2nd, they're going to get it on the 9th, right? So like that's too short. You need to have them have time to try their Shakeology, to read their food plan. And although that stuff is always on Beachbody On Demand, like for people that are cutting it close, I always have them look it on Beachbody On Demand. But that's a great point, because if they get it the day they start, you're setting them up for failure. They need to have a few days to really digest, to go grocery shopping, to meal plan, all that. So thank you, Tracy. Okay, so we're going to move on to the vital process. So Health Bet, any questions on the Health Bet? Use the chat box. Pretty simple app. Log 5 Shakeologies, 3 workouts, get your people in, or get in my group. You just let me know if you want to be in my group. Any questions? Okay, clear as mud. Okay, so we all know what the 4 vital behaviors are, right? So the vital process is sort of taking. So here's what was happening. Beachbody as a business is built on health and fitness, right? And we are network marketing, but what was happening was there were too many people only recruiting to the business, trying to get business builders and coaches. They were focusing on getting coaches. And it sort of started taking away and like peeling back what we really want to do, which is focus on health and fitness. Let me check the chat box real quick. Do people have to specifically register for the Health Bet or the track through the app? It's all tracked through the app. So there's not like, they don't have to fill out a form or do anything, as long as they're within the, they're in that group, the Challenge Tracker app before the 9th, then as long as they log their stuff, they'll be entered. Great question. Yeah. Cause that would be an extra step. That would be annoying. So basically what was happening is people were over advertising their lifestyle, their 6-figure income, their cars, their vacations. And it started not becoming icky, but you never want to like sugarcoat or overpromise that this business is going to pay $1 million, because for most people it doesn't. But the people that it does pay well for are the people that have results. And so we're kind of like circling back to where we started, which is fitness. And the FTC, they monitor network marketing companies, and they really want to make sure that that it's more product based than business based. So that's what we're coming back to. But the cool thing is it's like totally full circle, because when you do this vital process and when you do it right, you have crazy kick-ass business builders. So let's like figure out how to do that. So it's kind of back to the heart of taking ourselves first, challengers to coaches, and then being able to help them duplicate and be great leaders on your team. So I kind of just went over all this stuff. Don't lead with the business. I think it's about being a little more selective in who you ask to be a coach. It's not always about, discount coach, which I have to say I taught for a long time. And I think it's a great way if you're like, I'm trying to get to Emerald, or I'm trying to get to Diamond. But I can look at my business, and I know I built my Diamond when I became Diamond off of discount coaches, and basically none of them are there anymore. And so if you really want to build a sustainable income with volume in your business, you need like actual business builders. And so Carl talked about this at Leadership, and he said it's sort of like the discount coach, it sort of discounts Shakeology, right? Like it's it's a privilege to be a coach and it's an honor, and you want to uphold this duty as a coach when you sign someone up as a coach. And I'm not saying don't ever sign someone up as a discount coach. I'm just saying don't throw it around as much, because if you can take someone and they really understand what coaching is, that they're there to be a coach, like if you really understand the word of what that is, like an actual coach, they motivate, they inspire, they're there to like lift someone up. You don't want everybody, and you want to make sure that people understand what a duty and a privilege it is to be a coach. So it's about being a little more selective. And Carl said, it's not wrong to sign up discount coaches, but it's kind of a mistake. Like it's not the very best that you can give them. And so if it means keeping, a challenger in Shakeology 3 more months as a challenger or as a customer, because that's going to help them finish their journey before they start coaching, that's better than just, and I can do this and I can get these numbers. It's like, it's just slowing down the process a little. And what I don't want to do by saying this is like let you off the hook and say you don't have to sign up coaches, because you can always there's always going to be people that want both. And so it's taking them back to becoming a challenger first, even when they're a coach. Because I know I signed up to be a coach and I loved fitness, so it was like both. So you will find those people. It's just not forcing the people that don't want to coach into it by the discount and kind of like schmoozing them up. Make sense? Okay, so truly, you don't want to lead with the business unless it's right for that person. So we want to always lead with fitness. So there's 4 steps to the Vital process, but Alexis and I were talking, and she had mentioned that she added step 0, which is to start with you. So the Vital process is like they're get clients. Hold on, let me shut my door real quick. Hold up. Is she okay? Okay. So it's get clients started right, get them results, transition them to a coach, and then develop and mentor coaches. So those are the 4 steps, but the prequel to that, like Wicked the musical, is step 0. So if you're going to bring in challengers, teach them, like get them started right, give them results, turn them into a coach, and develop them into a leader, you have to be the person that you're asking them to be, right? So we say this and I'm like coming to a new revelation with this, because I think I've preached it so much it's become autopilot. It has to start with you. You have to lead by example. Does this mean you have to have a perfect body? Hell to the nose. Like you can build credibility in literally a day or 2 days. It doesn't mean, I have to have completed this program and have these amazing before and afters. It just means that you have to be doing it. You have to actively be committed to a program, not jumping around, not saying, I'll take a walk, I'll do this. It's like an actual program and actually drinking your Shakeology every day. And like I said, you can become credible the second you have that heart change. It doesn't have to be this big transformation or this big magical thing, or you have to wait to get started. So actually completing a program start to finish, and that's where I'm at. I don't know if you guys saw my post the other day, but I laid it out there. I'm like, I really only finished P90X when I started as a coach, and I did 21 Day Fix when it first came out. And other than that, I have not had good follow through. And so I'm saying this more to me. There's a lot of you guys on this call that do this way better than me, and I watch you and I'm learning from you. So know that I get inspired by you, but we have to be proof that these products work. And the truth is that we've seen it time and time and time and time and time again. These products are incredible and they actually create results. The only thing that doesn't work with these products is us. Like we are the human factor that makes them not work. And so it doesn't have to mean you have to be a robot, but follow them from start to finish, and you build confidence that way. So fall in love with the core of the business. And I am still saying have big financial goals, have rank goals, have big business goals, but this has to be sort of the core, the center of how everything else in your business gets done, so that we're really being authentic. And I have to say, even in the last 2 weeks, I'm on day 3 of Core de Force, I just had a heart change. I had, and the way I posted and the way I started sharing shifted. And I think it's just God giving me some reinforcement. But I've had 2 messages from people that are like, I love the way you do this. I want to do this because you're doing this, and I want to coach. So it's funny when you're truly coming to the heart of the fitness, you're going to attract really good business builders too. And that's really exciting. And that also, I've done this for 7 years. So that isn't just coming out of 3 days of work. Let me check the chat real quick. Oh, I don't know why it said there's a new message. There's not. Okay. So let's get into this. So that's step 0. Makes sense? The groundwork, the foundation is you. That can start today. That can start right this very minute. So step 1 is getting clients started Right. So by clients, what's cool about this is this doesn't mean just a challenger. It means a coach or a challenger. So like I said, if a coach wants to come in as a coach and they want to skip the step of being a challenger first, they either want the discount or they want to build the business, great. So we're going to treat them like a client, and we're still going to say, okay, I'm so excited you want to coach. I want to take you through my challenge group for 30 days and I want to get you crazy good results and start feeling good, because this is what we're doing. Like, you're already teaching them the vital process, because that's what they're going to teach their people. So do you send a welcome letter to your new challengers and your new coach? It's kind of like what I do for a new coach, right? And I have a new challenger welcome email. So a text, a video, you could totally make a video that's like, welcome to the, so that you can reuse it, upload it on YouTube, welcome to the challenge group, walk them through how to use Beachbody On Demand, where to find their workouts, their meal plans. Are you giving them recipes? Are you walking them through the containers and what they need? Are you giving them expectations, right? Like, we know as coaches, okay, I'm going to show up in my challenge group every day and I'm going to post this. Here's me and my sweaty selfie. Nobody else knows to do that. So you have to tell them exactly what you expect from them. You have to give them the rules of what you need. And there's lots of challenge group guides that we have in our team training site that go over that kind of stuff. I have that 21-day fix one, and it talks about meal prep. What are the containers? Meal plans, sample meal plans, Pinterest. And then that's something I'm going to do is add to mine, is walk them through BOD and teach them how to use BOD, because I think that's really the future. Like, we're going to want everybody to be on BOD and stay on BOD forever. So setting those expectations, teaching them right out the gates about the benefits of Shakeology and why they want to be on it forever and what it's going to do for them, and BOD. So just making sure right up front they know the value of that. And I send out a reminder at the beginning. If you have Gmail, there's a thing called snippets you can use that basically you can save text so that you don't have to rewrite the same email all the time, but I remind them when their Shakeology is going to ship, stuff like that. BOD reminders, or how to cancel their BOD. You could do that in the welcome email too. And then I would maybe send a different email to repeat challengers, because they're not going to need that same stuff. And I find I've had the same people redoing my challenge groups, which is great because I'm coming up with new content. So they might not need quite the same welcome email. And then also you want to make sure you get their measurement and pictures. Like, that's huge that they actually, and what's cool is in the challenge tracker app, there's a place to log it and they can keep track of it. So they need to take their before pictures. They need to take their measurements. And then another thing that I think I'm going to implement is like a little new challenger checklist. So it's like, okay, I sent them the welcome email. I sent them their expectations. I told them when their Shakeology is going to ship. I got their measurements. I got their pictures, those kinds of things. I think I wrote down, let me see if I wrote down one more thing. Basically just the checklist, so that they know what to do. And you could even send them a little checklist that they could fill out for you. I think that would just kind of keep it organized and streamlined, because I find, like, where am I with this person? Where am I with this person? And so by making like a little, like, you know exactly what you're doing with each person. Check the chat. Love the checklist idea. Yeah. I think it's for our sanity too. And I think I'd like to do that for new coaches. Like, okay, did I do this with them? Did I do this? It just kind of takes out the guesswork. Okay, so that's the first step, is getting them, once you have them invited to your group, once they purchase, this is the first step, is getting them started on the right foot. And I really believe that starting them right sets the tone for their whole experience as a challenger and a coach. And what's cool is, if you haven't done that with some people, like if you have people that you're like, oh, I totally like flubbed on this, I think you can go back, apologize, and say, I'm learning all this new stuff about my business. I'm learning about how to be a better coach. I'm going to take you back to the beginning. Would you be willing to restart with me? And that's something I do all the time. I'm pretty like upfront about it. I'm like, oh, I totally messed up. Like, can we start over? So if you have new people coming on, this is a perfect time to get them started right. And if you need to go back and kind of reassess with people, I think that shows vulnerability. It shows that you're willing to grow as a leader, and then it gives them an opportunity to start fresh, because 9 times out of 10, they didn't do what they wanted either. So they want to start over. Okay, step 2. Get them results. This is the hardest part of our job, but this is the whole point of our job, right? Like, we don't become a coach to sell a challenge pack and then walk away. We become a coach so that we can actually coach them. Like, that's a big aha for me. Like, this is like the meat and potatoes of what we do. Like, it's social media and fun, and then getting people results. Now, we can't force them to do what they don't want to do, but I think by setting the stage and doing some of these things, you actually will encourage them to get actual results. So you want to have engage in challenge groups. on many levels because people learn differently. So messaging them one-on-one. When I did the health bet, I messaged everyone twice a week, like a text or a message. I think that's really important to do that on a personal level, not just in the app. I mean, you can message them in the app, but not just a post in the app or tagging them. Like really that one-on-one connection. How are you doing? How are you feeling about your containers? What do you need help with? Where are you lacking? What is this workout like? And encouraging them. You definitely want to talk about Shakeology and Beachbody On Demand at least once a week to reinforce that value. Teach them about the ingredients in Shakeology. Tell them what ashwagandha is and then where it comes from and what it does for their body, and tell them about quinoa and tell them about goji berries. And then maybe have them do something fun on Beachbody On Demand, like watch Autumn. Autumn has a new like holiday cooking show. That would be really great. Like find a holiday recipe that you want to create and bring to your family meal, or just find some like really fun ways that they can actually engage in your group. It's not just like, okay, every single day, post your sweaty picture. So at least once a week, talk about those two things. Again, weekly messages, text, voicemails. You could even do a phone call with them. Oh, and you know what I didn't talk about in step 1 was maybe doing a webinar. You could either record a welcome video, but you could also do like a Zoom, a new coach or a new challenger Zoom where you go over everything live. They can meet each other, set goals. So let me see if I have anything else in my notes for step 2. Hold on. Oh, something you could recommend is some good personal development, because you want to start grooming these people into coaches, right? So You Are a Badass is a great book for new challengers, and most people in their lives don't do personal development. And so if someone gets their hands on a book like that, or The Compound Effect, where they talk about how small changes add up to big success, you're going to start getting their brains going. And even if they're not going to be a coach, it's going to help them have better results in their fitness, and you're going to impact their life in a positive way. I know a lot of you guys know Bailey. She's like a diamond leader on our team. She became a coach because of You Are a Badass. Like she wasn't interested at all in fitness, in Beachbody, in anything. And I had just posted about that book. She read it and she was like, I could live this really cool life. So you never know like how a book or how personal development for someone who's not doing it is going to impact their life. And above selling a challenge pack or them becoming coaches, if we have that sort of influence in their lives, like we're doing our jobs. Let me see what else I have. Oh, and if you are asking these people to be a good challenger, you must be a good challenger yourself. And that means not only just posting the group post, but are you commenting on it? Are you posting your Shakeology? Are you leading by example? Are you posting your workout? Are you including your family? Are you sharing your own journey? Like you have to be on your own journey, not only like that step 0 doing it, but also including it and being an active participant in your own group. Let's see if I have anything else. Yeah. So, and messaging them and like even saying things like, thank you so much for your participation. I love having you in the group. Just keeping them really super encouraged and being that word coach. Like sometimes in this arena of what we do, it's almost like a cheerleader. Like you're just like, rah, 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 rah. Like you can do this. You can absolutely do this. I got your back. Like I believe in you. And sadly, so many people don't have someone who does believe in them and who's going to say that. And if you can be that person for someone, again, we're doing it right. Cool. Any questions about step 2, getting them results? This is the meat of it. This is where like daily you have to be like in the grind, whether you have time or not. You sign these people up and they trusted you, and it's your job to do them good. Okay, now we get to transition them to being a coach. So this is the part where as you're in your group, you are looking for those people who are consistent, who are cheering other people on, who are like a natural coach. Like it's just an organic thing for them. They don't even know they're doing it, but they're doing that. And so you can be selective in this and look for those people that just do this naturally. So they're active, they're posting, they're adding their shakes, all those things. You guys know what a coach looks like when you see them. You can spot them a million miles away. A lot of you guys were that, like if you're one of mine, some of you were in a challenge group and I was like, oh, hey, have you considered this? So keeping it really, really simple. So depends on the timeline of your challenge group, but maybe in week 3, this is something I learned on another webinar I was listening to about the the vital process. And she said in her post, she said something like, I know a lot of you guys have been asking me about coaching, so I wanted to share. And I think what this does, it sets the stage, because either if people ask you or not, they're all wondering. So I think it's okay to like kind of break the ice by saying that and say, I know you guys have all been wondering. And then you can kind of go into it however you want for your group, whether it's private. I definitely like private messaging people and telling them why they'd be a good coach. Like, hey, Sarah, you're doing such a great job in the challenge group. I have noticed you being so consistent. I think you'd make a really awesome coach. Have you ever considered it? And then kind of going from there. And you can do a webinar, like whether you want to host your own, which I really, really highly recommend. We have a template for it in the team website where you can take it and present the business opportunity. I would keep it super, super simple. It would be, I think I even need to revamp mine a little bit and make it really simple, but you want to talk about what we do as coaches, and then what they would need to do as a coach, how they get paid, and how they sign up. So it can be very, very simple. It doesn't have to be big slides and gimmicks and all this stuff, just really simple. So either host your own webinar, you could do a Facebook event, go live in the group and talk about all kinds of different things, or you can invite them to one of mine. And just, I think the thing to reiterate to those people that you think are good coaches is that you tell them why you think they'd be a good coach, like an authentic, genuine reason why you're like, I think I really want you on my team. You're awesome. And let them know that coaching truly is the highest level of accountability. Like if you're going to like want to reach your fitness goals, that's why I signed up. I was like, well, hey, if I'm going to help one other person, I know I'm going to want to be a good example. I know I don't have to be perfect, but I want to lead by example. So, I had homework. Where did I put it? Hold on. Homework. So do this. Look through your past challengers, people that you had signed up in the past, and I want you to re-invite them to your challenge group app that's happening right now, because you want to groom them for this January health bet. So just reach back out to them like we said before, like, hey, either if you didn't feel like you did a good job or you did, or they fell off the wagon, it's their fault or yours, whoever. Just say, I want to get you back re-engaged and plugged in, because chances are they're going to fall off a little bit during Christmas. But if you get them in now, give them a couple weeks, and then January, get them back in the health bet, that's going to be really exciting. So go back through and make a list of those old challengers. Cool. Any questions on transitioning them to be a coach? I think it's about asking. You never know. If they say no, oh well. Like what's going to happen, Or it might be it's usually a yes, a not now, or it's a referral. Cool. Okay. So then step 4, which is actually really simple because we have the team training site, because that's my job to provide that training and leadership for you guys, is it's kind of simple. So you're going to take your coaches from being a challenger coach into developing them and mentoring them as a coach. So a new coach email, and I have that. If you need my new coach email, you can have it. You can send it out. Just make sure that as they're coming in, you send that out. The new coach training is on juliajacksonxo.com under team training site. Let me check the questions real quick. Yeah. I'll just email me, Kelly, and I'll send it to you. Team training site, if you need the password, it's freedom, just lowercase. We have like the most resources both on our team and in our back office. If you don't know where the training library is, if you go to your back office under my business, my training, there's a whole thing called my training library. And literally, if you never met me, if you never met a single other Beachbody coach, you could run a multi-million-dollar business from the material that's back there. So resources are not a problem at all. Focus on your 4 vital behaviors, just doing those things, really making the business really simple and teaching them the vital process. Because your coaches, they will absolutely duplicate what you do. And so if you're leading with the business and you're looking for a zillion discount coaches and you're just signing people up and then they're dropping like flies, they will absolutely do the same thing. So we're focusing on quality, and it doesn't give you an out to not look for coaches or challengers, but it does force you to look at quality of people and cultivating them. Like if you can sign up 10 challengers, but you do a crappy job running a challenge group, I'd rather you sign up one person with a challenge pack and help them see their program through. So just make sure you're being the example, because the speed of the lead, like truly what the leader does, your team will recreate. So very, very basic. So that's the 4, I'm like mixing them up. That's the vital process. Any questions about that? I talked so fast. I'm sorry. It's been a while. I'm so excited about this stuff. I love coming back to basics, and I think this is a really simple way to implement. And like literally, like you could run your whole business on this, right? Like do your invites, get your stuff out, do your own fitness, run great challenge groups, and then invite them to coach. Like not easy, but simple, right? So, okay, let me stop the share. Does anybody have questions or something they want to say? They want to unmute themselves? Anything they want to share about 2017? Anything? I feel like nobody. Guys, this is like my social hour. Sarah, do you have something to say?
Yeah, I had a question about keeping challengers engaged, because I just signed up. It was last month. I had 2 challengers. They were sisters, and they one sister didn't show up at all. I contacted her, messaged her, asked her sister, hey, what's going on? She said, I feel like she's kind of just overwhelmed. And I'm like, well, I can break it down for her if she wants. And she just never showed up. So I feel, and then the other sister, she didn't stick to everything. And I just feel like people just get to a point where they just give up. And I'm like, I'm here for you, but I can't do the workouts for you. I can't do the meal planning for you. You have to do this yourself. And I'm very blunt in nature. So I have a hard time being nice about it and being like, get your ass up and do it, or you're not going to see results. But that's how I was with one of my challengers. And she's like, yeah, you're right. Absolutely. I just don't want her to give up. And I feel like with her sister not joining her like she originally said she was going to do, she's kind of falling back, and she's giving the holidays as an excuse. And it's frustrating. And I don't know how to keep people engaged and get them moving.
So the first sister you have to let go, because like if she won't write you back, she won't write you back. So like there is we want to take responsibility, but we can't take the whole burden on our shoulders. So I think you can let yourself off the hook for that. Sucky thing is they did it together, and she's not only letting you down, she's letting herself down, and she's letting her sister down.
Yeah.
And that's something, depending on the person, if you say or not, I don't know if I would, depending on the relationship. I think for this particular case, it sounds like you can be honest with this girl. I think you need to get her on the phone, because messages just get underplayed on Facebook or even text. And I think if you can talk to her, like, I think you can relay a little more of like your care and concern, and that she doesn't, probably what's happening is that she knows she's not perfect, so she doesn't want to do it at all. And so if you can let her know, like, hey, something is better than nothing, like that's gonna do it. And I don't know if calling her, like, I think if you have that relationship with her, or you're like that, to be like, because sometimes people need that, where you're like, hey, get your ass up, like do your workout, you know? Yeah. But it sounds like she's just like, it's a personal development thing. She's like backtracking. And so that's what I would do for that. In general, I think most of these problems, like when this stuff happens, for me personally, I know it's when I have not set the stage correctly from the beginning. I have not given them clear expectations of what to expect from me, what I'm expecting from them, how they should proceed. And also what you can do in that like expectations or welcome letter is say, what do I do? What do you want me to do when you fall off? Because inevitably, it's so sad to say, I want to say you're going to be committed to this 100%. But what happens is people fall off. How can I, moving forward, obviously you can't do it with this particular person, and that's something I do for coaches too. I'm like, you're going to fall off the wagon. Do I have your permission to say, hey, these were your goals and dreams? And if you have their specific goals or fitness goals and what they want to do, you can come back to them. Like if you've really dug deep enough that there's an emotional connection with their goal, like it shouldn't just be like, well, I want to lose 10 pounds. It's like, why? And then why? And then why? And then why? Which is a whole nother call, is like really getting to someone's deep why. But if you have that, then it makes it easier to come back and use that.
Yeah.
So for now, I'd say get her on the phone and say, girl, I just get to her level and say, I get it. Like we've all been there. I fail all the time. Like we all do. So just know I'm not like mad at you. I'm not tracking you. Like, but I know that you want this and I owe this to you and I'm your coach. So I'm going to hold you accountable in some way, shape or form. that
Yeah,
helpful?
it is. She actually lives in the same town as me, and I went to her house because I dropped off. I was like, hey, don't mean to drop by, but I was actually giving her a Fixate book because she had done so well the first half of 21 Day Fix. And I was like, here's my gift to you to help you better meal plan. Because I was like, I wanted to show you that it is easier than what you're making it. And I told her, she said, I know the meal planning I've got down. It's the workouts that I have a problem with. And I said, okay, well, you just need to schedule that into your day because she works full time now, but she's going to be going down to stay-at-home mom status this month at some point. And I was like, well, that's perfect timing for you to get back into your fitness and actually schedule it out around your kids' naps because her kids are the same age as my kids. And I'm like, I totally get it. Like, I'm right there with you. I can work out with you. Do you want to do a live thing? Like, I don't know. I'm trying
maybe in her mind, she's waiting for that. Like, you have to, that's why you have to talk to her. Because maybe she's like, oh, I got this stuff, but like, oh, I'll just push it off. And like in January, I'm going to be home. Like, you never know. And you can say, but if you start making those habits now, it's going to be easier. So I think you're doing everything right. And you got to let the other, I mean, if someone won't write you back, like people do that. They sign up and then you never hear from them. And you're like, hey, this is going to, then that's off. I mean, I give you permission to let it go. Oh, and Kelly said this is a great idea. Tell the other sister about Autumn's holiday recipes. That might help for the holidays is to say like, oh, I brought this Fix Approved. I haven't watched them yet, but I'm sure they're awesome. Like Autumn.
I haven't either, but I've watched her other Fixate stuff and I love them.
Fun. So that's a great idea. Oh, Amanda says the 9 whys. Ooh, liberating structure to find out someone's purpose. Ooh, I need to read that.
Oh, I need to read that too. Thanks, Amanda.
Ooh, book club. Hello, book club.
Book club.
Okay, so I'm going to answer Janita's. Is that how you say it, Janita? I'm going to answer your question, and then we'll go to Tracy. Where are you? Oh, I can't see your face. How would okay, good. I'm glad I didn't butcher it. How would new coaches coming in get more people involved for the health bet? So I don't know if you saw it, but in the Coach Connection page, I posted a sample post you could put, and actually now is a really good time to post it at night. I did mine Sunday night, and it was like baller. They were like, because I never get people like that comment on those posts. I don't know, it just never works for me. But it was a Sunday night, and there's something about Sunday night. People either don't want to go back to work or they feel fat after the weekend. There's a post I did. It's a sample post. It's basically like, would you want to get paid to get healthy and fit? You don't have to be a coach. It kind of goes over stuff. And then in the message, what you would do, I kind of made a follow-up system too, because a lot of people are like, I did that, now what do I do? So you would want to ask them their goals, talk to them, and then kind of move them into that process. But the personal invite is the biggest thing. So I also posted a script. I posted a script for people that like I had talked to in the past, but you could make it a new script where you're saying, hey, blah, 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 I was thinking of you, how are your holidays? Put something like personal in there so it's not just like a cold invite, but you're basically asking them like, I have committed myself to getting healthy and fit in 2017. I'm starting now. We're running this really cool bet where you can win some money. Like, would you want any details? And just kind of start there. So you have to ask them and invite them, find wording that feels good to you, or post a sample post in a Coach Connection. We can help you kind of redefine it if you need help with a script. So I would just start making sure you get those conversations started and getting some invites out. And like I said, when we talk about invites, they take like a second. Like you can copy paste a message, add something personal, and message 20 people in a day in like 7 minutes. So I would start there with just some invites. Cool. Bye, Sydney. Okay, so Tracy had something to say. Where are you, Tracy? There you are.
Here.
Hi.
Can you hear me? I
Yeah.
don't know if my computer works. So kind of based on where you were like the making it like step 0, I guess, where it like being about us, because like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, maybe I had someone contact me from like Orange Theory Fitness, about like possibly working there, like for a job. And like, I'm getting ready to go meet this lady. And all I kept thinking is, I'm like, why would anybody walk into an Orange Theory Fitness and like see me and like want to work out here? Like, I'm not as in shape as I would like, you know, like I have all these body issues. I'm like, why would anybody like want me to work here? And then I started thinking about you and Sarah and Carla and Amy and like all these people that post their workouts every day. And I'm like, Carla has 1 million kids and like works out every day. And I'm like, I'm like, because this is how people are made. Like, and so why wouldn't they like want me to work there? Like, it's not, it shouldn't be, I understand it's a gym, but it shouldn't totally be based on how I look. Like, I'm willing to put in the work and, you know, whatever. Like, so, and two, like talking to them, it was about being a product of the product, and like just thinking about you guys and everything has kind of gave me that like motivation in my mind. And like, I know it's the end of the year and like I failed at all the goals that I set for myself, or like, because I just kind of like thought of them. I didn't write them down. I didn't hold myself accountable in any way. So, like when you started out the call with like make the 2017 goals now, like I wrote that down. I'm going to like actually make a dream board for the year, because I posted something on my Instagram the other day about how I view my year based on my birthday rather than like calendar year. And I just turned 30 and I had all these things of like, oh, by the time I'm 30, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And like, I didn't do any of that shit. And I like half-assed all of these things that I said I was going to do. So like, I'm just so ready to really like dig into this and get back to basic. Well, do the basics, because Julia, you know, I'm like, oh, one day I'm going to be there. And I don't really like set myself up for success. So I just wanted to share that, and that I'm like super excited to like really get my shit together in the next couple of weeks. And like, I already told my sisters I'm going to create an event on Facebook for the health bet, and that they have to invite like people to, you know, that there are people that they know that would be interested in it, because my sister's given me a couple friends and then they didn't go anywhere. So I'm gonna be like, hey guys, like this is a great time. Even now, like BOD, like you can get it for free right now and just see what these workouts are about, so that come January 9th, like you could actually do these things and then potentially earn some money, you know. But, and so, yeah, I've kind of got that like structure in my head, but,
well, and it sounds like you're not making it complicated, right? Like you're just like, okay, I'm going to do, like, that's where I'm at. I'm like, I'm just going to do my fitness, and like that you have to start there. Like, because someone once told me, this is perfect for you, Tracy. Someone once said, because I'm the same way. I'm like, I'll do this and this and this and this and this, and then I do nothing because I get overwhelmed. And this quote, it's like, you can do everything you want to do. You just can't do it all at once. Wait, what was the quote? I totally botched it.
Well, it's just
like one thing at a time, right? Like you can't do it all. You can't be a millionaire in a day. Like,
yeah. Well, and I even had like a conversation with my dad today about like, it's not even that I want to be a millionaire. Like, I don't want to be Melanie Mitro. Like, that is way too much work. I'll be totally honest. Like, I just want to be able to like live my life on my terms. Like, I want to travel. Like, the Cubs just won the World Series. You guys are friends with me, and that's like all I've posted. And I can't wait to see Julie at Summit, because I told her like we'll be celebrating the Cubs winning the World Series. So I'm super excited to see her. So yeah, like, but even that, it's like, if I wish, I keep telling myself I have to save all my pennies so I can take my dad and I up to like opening day at Wrigley Field this next season. And like in my mind, I'm like, that is a pipe dream. But then I'm like, but it's not. Like, I can make this happen. It's not like it's tomorrow. So yeah, I just have like, I'm like, I want to live my life on my terms. I get up and I go to work every day and I dread it. And like, I'm tired of living that way. And I'm tired of like, and actually have a post I have to put up. I just wrote it. That's like, I'm over like being self-conscious on like Facebook and stuff like that. And because I've had friends that are like, oh, all you do is post motivational quotes and your food and this and that. And I'm like, it's my Facebook. Like, you don't like it, like, get off. Like, I don't, like, I'm just over it. Like, I'm so tired of being unhappy where I'm at. So I'm just so ready to just kind of do it. And just.
Did you see my comment in the chat tonight? You're posting it tonight.
I know, I have it ready to
go. Post it and you're going to tag us. It's great.
Yes,
and I think you're speaking to the belief in network marketing. Like, I've been rereading like Sarah Robbins' Rock Your Network Marketing Business, Eric Worre, and she has a whole chapter about why network marketing is so magical, and people don't think that they can have those kind of lives. And like you said, like, I'm not a millionaire. Like, I don't like make like that much money, but I make enough that we can pay our bills, and like, that's all that matters. I want to make more because I want to. Now at this point, it's like the only way I make more money is if I help more people. And like, that feels really cool. But you're so right. And you're speaking to like, what other business has no overhead and you can make as much money as you want. And the only way you do that is by impacting other people's lives in a positive way. Like, that's a really cool way to live a life of significance. Like, and you know, that belief keeps getting deeper rooted when you do calls like this, when you continue to train, when you continue. And Tracy, as you start helping people, it's going to light a fire, because getting excited for yourself is super fun. And it's like, what can I do? And how can I do this? And then the second you see that and you transfer that belief to someone else and they start dreaming big, like, I just have the chills. Like, I'm like, that's where it happens. So I'm excited for you to have that next step, and it all starts with you. And it sounds like you're at a place to really do that. So get it, sister. Okay. Well, does anybody have anything else they want to add? We got like a couple more minutes. Kelly, what did you post? I saw something, but I missed it. Where did it go? You said something like equals, there's that website, liberatingstructures.com. Cool. Kelly, what did you say? Oh, event plus your response equals outcome. Will you explain that? Or sorry, are you in a room you can't talk?
All right, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm an athletic trainer, and what I do is I basically help injured athletes, and I work with this high school team, and it's inner city kids. So the really, really awesome thing is we took this from Urban Meyer and Ohio State football. It's event plus your response equals your outcome. So something happens on the field, you miss a block, you miss a tackle, and then you get emotional about it, and then you miss the next one and the next one and the next one. So it's like you park and you refocus and you think about what your response should be, and then you can change your outcome. And it's crazy because it works. I've seen it in action with the football team itself, because I mean, we've gone from 7 years ago, they were 0-19. Okay. And this year we went all the way to state and we won state with these inner city kids. And it's just crazy. I mean, we've got one athlete who's got 20 different offers for D1 schools to go play football. And it's just this mentality of event plus response equals outcome, and it changes everything.
It's all here, isn't it?
Yes,
like, it's really all energy. It's like, what are you putting out? It becomes real.
Mm-hmm. And so, like, I've just started trying to ingrain that in myself, and just little things have changed, and like my confidence has changed, and how I look at things has changed. And so, Urban Meyer put out a book. It's called Above the Line. And it has to deal with event plus response equals outcome, and being above the line and not letting people drag you down, and not having blaming, complaining, and defending. BCD. Don't be BCD. Blaming, complaining, defending, excuses is the defending. So it's really kind of cool, and it just kind of really spoke to me in everything we do. So
that's like spot on. Spot on. I love that. And then I'm writing down, okay, Urban Meyer and Liberating Structures. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys go because it is almost 7. But please pass this on to your teams. Get your peeps to watch, because like, and I know I've been a little out of the loop with the baby and stuff, but I'm like more fired up about this business than I ever have been, and I just think it's so cool that we can start anytime fresh. And so as we look back at this year and reflect, like, I think it's good to reflect and say, okay, what were some things that didn't go as I had planned, and how can I change them? And then also there's probably way more things you can be proud of. So I hope you guys take that. If you saw that Marie Forleo video I posted, it's really a wonderful look at the last year. It takes like 10 minutes. It's not like a big to do. But I think that as we move forward, these are sort of the foundations of like what I think our team is made of. And the cool thing is, like, you guys, none of us are starting from scratch. Like, we all know what we're doing. We know how to do it. We just have to implement it. We have wonderful team culture. We have wonderful people. Like, we're not like, shit, we got to start over. Like, we're in a good place. So pat yourselves on the back. Like, you're all doing a fantastic job, and you were all here tonight. And I think that is like way more than half the battle is showing up. So I really appreciate your time, and thank you for your ears and your heart. And Ron Tall had asked for a call on prioritizing time and stuff like that. I wonder if is that something that would be helpful, like just yeah, I've found that word prioritize keeps coming up for me because I can't do all the things I used to do. So maybe we can do a call on that. And then the other topic I was thinking of as we were going through today was getting new coaches started, right? I think all the stuff is there, but people don't quite know the steps. So let me write that down or else I'll forget. So new coach, getting started, right? Not the call, but like the checklist, like how to get them started, like how to do that. And also don't wait for me because all this stuff is in the team training site. So if you have a new coach or you need to learn about it, don't wait for me. But that and then prioritizing like what is it? Like scheduling, goal setting, like what's the specifics? Like just what would be helpful for that? All of it. Okay. So just like life management. Okay. Life. I'll put prioritizing life. Okay. We'll have to make sure Ron Tall can be on there because he specifically requested it. Okay. I love you guys. Good night. Bye.